Tell me about as a writer. What is you're a prolific writer. I visit your Substack and get your analysis there. You're constantly putting out a great deal of content. What is your writing sort of schedule?
My schedule my schedule is because I'm notoriously lazy. I'm a
Okay.
lazy European.
Okay.
When it hits me to write, I write and I bang it out, and I don't stop till it's done. I don't return to anything.
Okay.
Uh, Once I'm done with it. I inhale information and then I exhale through writing or
Okay.
through tweets or whatever.
Mm.
That's just me. Like everything I write for myself. And
Okay.
the fact that people enjoy it makes it great. But it's my way of translating all the information I absorb because we are unique in the human history in that we're so bombarded with information on a daily basis.
Yes.
I don't think we've caught up evolutionarily yet
Yeah.
from an evolutionary perspective. And so writing helps me digest and understand and organize and arrange all of those things so that I can make sense of the world. And it's something, of course, that I enjoy, but that I'm exhaling when I'm writing. When I write, I don't want to ever read something that I've written. Just
Okay.
like I can't watch myself or listen to myself on a podcast or on some video, and I can't. All that's done. Once I'm done with it, I'm done.
Done.
There's no going back to it. And so when I'm in the mood, I crank something out and I go hard. I've taken the last few weeks off because I'm just burnt out
Yes.
and I got to return to it.
Yes.
But the Saturday thing, the weekend thing, basically, that is a way for me to discipline myself,
Mm.
to try to keep myself to a schedule. And it's also a lure for people. It's very, very popular. Like I get, 20, 30,000, 40,000 views of that thing every weekend,
Oh
which is
shit.
pretty good
Shit. That's
considering that I don't have any promotion, considering that links are now deboosted all over the place.
mm, mm.
So a lot of it was word of mouth, and a lot of it I gotta thank people like Glenn Greenwald, who promoted me,
The gay.
and or David Sachs or whatever, and or especially Mark Andreessen. He helped me out a lot, right?
Yes. Yes.
And and it's interesting because like in the first Trump White House, I had three paid subscribers, and you can see by the email, right? Whitehouse.org.
Yeah.
And in the Biden White House, I had two. In this one, I got to give a group discount.
Oh, wow.
So my stupidity, my idiocy, my 85 IQ brain
Mm.
is somehow in the White House, three administrations in a row, which
Amazing.
is hilarious to me, which makes my dad like, he goes, "You're an idiot, though." I know.
Hey, sometimes good things happen to lazy people. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, it's that's something validating. If you know that people are reading, then you have a reason to write. I suppose if you know, if you yourself don't go back and read it, you interact with people as they make comments on your work. So you can tell
Yeah.
whether people are looking at or reading, not reading, whether it's significant or meaningful to other people. And I'm sure that's a kind of a motivating factor to
The
continue
people
doing
who
it.
comment on my writing over at my site are readers.
Yes.
The trouble I have is people who don't read it on social media, but they'll comment on it anyways,
Yes.
and they usually get things really wrong, and that's when I chimp out at them. It's good to chimp out sometimes,
Yeah, of course you have to.
and yeah. And so one thing that I've tried to studiously avoid is chase the news cycle
Yes.
because when you chase the news cycle, you gain a very large audience that way. It's the best way to do it. But you constantly trip over yourself because something you said 3 days ago is now shown to be completely stupid,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know?
Okay.
But if you're shameless, you can do it.
So because you're writing about the death of Baathism. You're writing about interesting things that may or may not be in the news cycle, but it's something that has come across your desk, something that you have an idea about, and then you just want to make a comment about it. So much of what you're posting is kind of first draft then. You crank it out, you're not going back like tediously going editing it or whatever. It's just it's done, you're done, post it, fuck it, keep moving.
I write like how I talk, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it is kind of a first edit thing. It's generally of a decent quality, but it's just me exhaling. I have this, boom, crank it out, go. Like for some things, like the long pieces that I do, especially the ones that are heavily researched, like Bathism or the stuff I was doing in the Spanish Civil War that I got to return to.
Yes.
Those are things that I'm up for 16, 20 hours because I read and then I'm typing right through it and I'm going back to the notes and putting them back in.
Okay.
But I don't stop until that thing is done. I will never return to something that's half done. I just
Oh,
can't do it.
so you don't
For people that are real, go ahead.
no, no, please go ahead.
For people that are really into the interviews, it, it was it that was a huge draw. But the problem I have with the interviews is that a lack of interesting people to interview.
Sure. Sure. And everyone's interviewing the same people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very incestuous and it's very boring. I think I did a good job with it, and the joke is done. It's
Yeah.
been done for some time. The entire format was stupid, smart, and really stupid, and
Mm.
I'd insult them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was, and they all had fun doing it. But I don't think I can go back to that format again. What I want to do, and I've been testing it out lately is I want to do like some live streaming video, not of myself, because no one needs to see me,
Okay.
but of the area around here and put it into context. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm going to do some voice recording stuff as well
Mm.
of some of the stuff I write, not necessarily of stuff that I've written, but stuff that I can turn into like 10, 15-minute vignettes
Okay.
because I
Okay.
don't want to put a thing that's 2 or 3 hours long. So these are all things I'm ruminating about over whatever the proper word is for that. I'm doing thinking. I'm thinking, but I'm close to Montenegro, so I'm very lazy.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to just contributing more slop to the slop world, and
Yeah,
it's one of the things
exactly.
I've considered as well. It's like I'll interview someone, and then someone else interviews someone that I've interviewed, or I've listened to your interviews before interviewing you, and there's an element that I feel like, well, this is we're kind of going over the same ground a little bit, or try to think of a question that no one has asked someone, and then ask that a penetrating question or something like this. In general, I find that yeah, that it is sort of like, well, why do I do it? I don't know. I find it somewhat interesting, and I find you interesting, and some of my other guests as well. And I'm always curious to find out information or to ask something, but whether or not to continue it or not continue it is a big question in my mind. Whether just contributing further to slop world online or not.
No, it's no. You should. Here's why. It's because all of us have, in various sizes, a creative urge, a creative need,
Yes,
and it might come out with some people. They might get into carpentry.
yes,
They might be a fix-it guy. They might do this. This is your, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Sphere. And later on, you can always look back and say, "Hey, look, I created this library. You might like it, you might not, but it's yours."
yes.
And it's better to have created something than have created nothing at all.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's it. It's sort of the question, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, if you make a video and no one watches it, did you actually make a video? Well, maybe you did, maybe it's
You
there.
did. You did make a video because you know that you did it.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. It's not about justifying yourself to other people. It's about justifying yourself to yourself.
To yourself is the most important thing of all. Yeah,
So yeah, because you have to live with yourself all day long.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And if you start beating yourself up, especially with things like regret, you're going to make your own life hell. So creativity is part of what separates us from the rest of the animal world.
yes.
And you have different venues, different avenues for creativity, like I was mentioning earlier. And so even if something that you do doesn't blow up, you still did it.